Okay, guys. Okay, guys. It's going to be hard, but I think we might have someone who can, I guess, ratchet up the level of idiocy. Going, is Don Jr. here, and Jr. And by the way, there probably is an ad right before this of the dude with the rotting teeth, so I'm going to switch over while it plays. Hold on one second. Nope. Oh, it's just Mentos. It's a Mentos ad. We're all right. It's a Swedish dude getting hit in the head with Mentos. Why are they throwing Mentos? She painted her walls and chair with Mentos. You're shredding Mentos. What's wrong with you? He's chewing it. Oh, because it's gum. I don't understand. Anyways. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait. Also, okay. Fuck. Is that Ashli Babbit? Tucker's team gets rare.
So there were many mysteries we could not solve.
What has happened to your penis? It's a mystery for everyone.
Among them, unfortunately, is the shooting of Ashli Babbit. From the evidence we have, the publicly available evidence, it seems clear that Babbit was murdered by a Capitol Hill police officer.
No, it does not.
Called Michael Byrd.
No, she was shot. She was not murdered.
Ashli Babbit was unarmed. She was shorter in
Prove it.
Stature than average.
Yes, we only shoot tall.
She posed no conceivable threat to anyone.
Bullshit. She was literally fighting to be the first through a breached window in barricaded doors while there were still Congress people down the hall who were clearing out. Nonsense, garbage, ridiculous, fuck you, idiocy.
Anyone. But beyond that, we can only speculate about what happened. There were no security cameras near the speaker's lobby where Ashli Babbit was killed.
No, there was like 9 people filming the fucking thing, but you only see one angle of it. Weird.
And one more thing. Virtually no one in Washington, Republican or Democrat, certainly not in the news media, wanted to see this tape released tonight.
No. That again, this is a lie. And by the way, this is Don Jr.'s take on this. He's front-loading it. You can see the Don Jr. up in the corner there. He's front-loading it with this Tucker clip, and then he's gonna, guys, I can't argue with guys. Okay, you can't make this stuff up, guys.
That's why it's remained hidden for more than 2 years.
Okay, guys, major props to Tucker Carlson for discovering all of the insanity of what's going on right now with the January.
The insanity of what's going on. It's nonsense, and we can't let it happen. He didn't discover it. Kevin McCarthy gave it to him and him alone, and specifically so that he would edit it and manipulate it so that your crowd would get some red meat right about the time your dad's campaign is flagging.
6 people. I'm also thrilled that he brought up Ashli Babbit.
Are you? Well, of course, because why wouldn't you want to surf on the back of a dead woman who, by the way, using the narrative that Tucker sets up, died a sucker?
As the only person shot at the insurrection, and if all of the stuff that they lied to us about is now clearly a lie.
All right, which is, I don't know, is talking really that hard? I don't know, go in the fucking house. Maybe think this through. You're talking about a dead woman. Maybe gather your fucking thoughts before you're like, guys, this is like, obviously, cops. I mean, you should probably just shoot one, guys.
If all of that stuff has been discovered.
It hasn't. What are you babbling about?
What do you think is the truth about Ashli Babbit?
I think the truth about Ashli Babbit is she came there with the intention of joining an armed revolt against what she believed was the Democrats and a uniparty keeping Donald Trump out of power. She worked her way up to the front of a barricaded door while people were being evacuated. Other people were smashing the window, and she punched a dude in the fucking face to get past him to be the first through, and she was shot dead because of it. And by the way, her getting shot stopped everybody else from coming through. And if she had been allowed to get through, there would have been one of 2 things that would have happened. She would have gotten through with God knows what was in her backpack and God knows what was on her mind and attacked other people. And other people would have continued through that breach. And that cop would have had to shoot 3 or 4 people.
Well, I was at CPAC last week, and one of the things
I was trying to get everybody to sign up for our for the Griftorama. Use our get the Trump credit card, Trump Gold, Trump sausage. Mostly, it used to be Trump steaks. Now it's a little green around the edges, so we grind it up.
one of the people I ran into when I was actually interviewing Jack Posobiec was Ashli Babbitt's mom. Her mom was there.
Yeah, we know. That's fucking gross.
Along with Joe McBride, one of the lawyers for the January 6th defendants.
Really wasn't in D.C. working on appeals or springing any of them from jail. Did he tell you why the ones that are still in jail didn't make bail like everybody else?
And I sit down with them. That will air this Thursday.
Great. I will look at the segment from that guy because I'm guessing he's going to babble bullshit on the same level as Tucker's edits.
On my podcast on Triggered at Rumble.
So this is an ad. So you're using a dead woman to do an ad for your podcast. Cool. Hey, it's interesting. It seems you have a lot more in common with the two dudes behind you than I originally thought.
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Down with Ashli Babbitt's mom to talk about the disgrace of what happened to her daughter in what's clearly, to anyone who knows anything about guns, gun handling, maybe the most under-investigated police shooting in the history of police shootings. Like,
gibberish. Honest, this is just ratchet language. He's just ratcheting it up. Just take everything and try to dig your way out of a hole by holding a hyperbole shovel above yourself and lumping dirt into your own fucking face.
There was no investigation. We crowned this guy a hero, despite, let's just call it what we'd say, dubious gun handling records
First of all, what the fuck does that have to do with anything? First of all, let's be abundantly clear. Republicans don't believe there is a dubious way to handle guns, especially this fuckhead, especially the maggot crowd. Any gun handling is good gun handling. Even safety regulations are a violation of about 2A. Obviously, and this is the darkest part of this whole fucking thing. If that police officer, who is African American, had shot a rioter, it was a different situation. Take him, same 2 doors, barricaded. All that's on the other side of it is not people, but just a convenience store, just stuff, just food and other stuff, things that are insured and can be replaced. All arson aside, these are just people, but, for all you know, you don't know what's in her backpack. Could be a Molotov cocktail, could be Twinkies, who knows? She just brought energy drinks and stuff to stay awake all night because they were going to occupy the chamber, right? We're going to occupy this convenience store. Do you think that if Don Jr. saw this exact same guy in the exact same stance, in the exact same circumstance, a dozen rioters saying burn down 7-Eleven over and over again, the first one through the fucking window, an Antifa girl, black mask, black covers, all that kind of shit, wearing had an Antifa fucking flag shirt, had done videos of herself driving to fucking Portland. Damn it, rip Portland. God damn it. Had done videos of herself going to Portland, like, we're going to fuck up Portland. We're going to burn that fucking place to the ground unless they give us what we want. And then she's crawling through that window, and that security guard inside that place, who, not even a police officer, just a security guard, shoots her once. Dead. One shot. Didn't mag dump her. Didn't fucking unload. One shot and she's dead. These motherfuckers would want him to open for Kyle Rittenhouse on a concert tour. Anybody knows anything about gun handling is what you want to do is you want to shoot them, in their extremities first and then go for the kill because the suffering is greater. What the shit?
Before this was ever a thing.
Also, do any of these assholes come screaming along when a police officer like Derek Chauvin, if they have a history of violence against, unnecessary violence against suspects or police brutality, they have a history of that shit, and then they end up in a situation where a suspect gets killed. You think this motherfucker comes rolling in, dude, these guys had a history of violence? Really? Really, dum-dum? Really?
Despite being unarmed, despite everything.
Prove it. Prove she was unarmed. Or that the police officer knew she was unarmed as she breached the door. By the way, with a bunch of other fucking people who, I don't know if you noticed it all had arms. Did she have a knife? What was in her backpack? Did she have a bomb? Did she have a gun in her backpack? So, let's be abundantly clear. The new standard for Don Jr. is that anyone who isn't brandishing a weapon they have on them is unarmed. Now, what do you think that would do to the statistics about police and the killing of, quote, unarmed civilians? Anybody? You think that would raise the number quite a bit? Because sure, he had a gun. It was tucked into his pants and it was hidden and he was putting his hands towards it. But, I mean, they couldn't see that he actually had it. I mean, he ultimately did. And he'd murdered a couple of people. But still, at that moment, guys,
we sit down and talk to the mother
of the woman that your dad talked into dying that day.
Of the woman
that your dad is responsible for the death of.
The Air Force veteran who was shot.
Also, this is Junior stealing military valor by bringing up her record. That's like saying people were questioning Timothy McVeigh, the Army veteran who...
So check it out. That's going to air on my Triggered podcast on Rumble. That's going to be this Thursday, 6 p.m. You're not going to want to miss it.
Yeah, I do. I do want to miss it. I'm going to cover part of it, but only because I'm annoyed.
We'll talk about that. We'll see more in the video as this stuff gets discovered. But we sit down with Ashli Babbitt's mom to talk about...
Oh, you're sitting down with Ashli Babbitt's mom? You hadn't mentioned that. Well, that changes everything.
What a disgrace.
It was for Tucker to say that her daughter died for nothing. That her daughter was just... It wasn't that she was there to fight for her freedoms or her beliefs. She was suckered into it by Ray Epps. Did you tell her that maybe her mom, the family has a wrongful death case against Ray Epps? Because she wouldn't have gone there if Ray Epps hadn't whispered in her ear. Did you bring that up? Probably not.
Whole thing is, now that's proving to be more true than we even probably imagined.
True than we even probably imagined. Yeah, I got nothing. That's just gibberish. That's just a garbage sentence. That's what happens when every word you say is an attempt at exaggeration.
We also sit down with Joe McBride, one of the lawyers for the defendants.
Oh, you're going to sit down with Joe McBride, one of the lawyers? I wish you would have mentioned that earlier twice. So anyway, write that down in case he forgets to mention it again.
Talk about the conditions.
Yeah, that's one of the big cause celebs of the right these days. How prisoners are treated in jail. All of a sudden, they give a fuck.
Let's just say it ain't exactly what we call Geneva Convention.
Oh, fuck you. Yeah, okay, so are they being held in stress positions? Here's a good idea. Let's play a game. I'll show pictures. Abu Ghraib or the D.C. County Jail.
Violating all the norms and decency, the stuff that we'd be giving drug dealers and murderers and rapists.
I'm sorry. Do we give drug dealers, murderers, and rapists the benefit of having members of Congress try to walk down to a jail and spring them?
they seem to be getting a better standard than people that were taking selfies.
Well, look, I have to take your word for it. I don't know any drug dealers. You obviously do. And they call you on the regular and you call them and, money can exchange, money's given in small envelopes to keep people quiet and that kind of, I get it. But I would like to see how about on Triggered? Here's a good idea. Why don't you have, I don't know if you can find a drug dealer at Mar-a-Lago. I don't even know. That'd be really difficult, probably. But if you can find one, get one to come on your show with that lawyer, and they can compare notes.
Inside the Capitol as peaceful protesters. So,
Nope. None of the peaceful protesters are fucking in jail in D.C. right now. Half the violent ones were allowed to go home with a fucking ankle monitor, and the other half, and half of those folks didn't even get the ankle monitor.
You're going to want to tune in.
No, I'm not. But did he put a Post-it note on a fucking tree? Remind them they're going to want to turn it. You're going to want to tune in. You're going to say that again. You're going to want to tune in. You know what? You're going to want to become a Patreon of the Hal Sparks Mega Worldwide Show. Patreon.com/Hal Sparks. Like, subscribe, all that. You're going to want to do that. Does it work? Does that shit work? Is this like low-res fucking hypnosis these dickheads pull off? Is that how you do it? This is how we do it.
Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, my Triggered podcast.
Don't forget, I've got a dead woman's mom on. I'm going to ask her a bunch of uncomfortable questions while I'm coked out of my fucking gourd.
Go check it out.
Go. What is he, fucking Jack Torrance? Go check it out. You got a big surprise coming to you.
Market. Watch. You'll like the other interviews anyway, but...
You'll like the other interviews. This one, you may get sick.
It just feels so fitting and so timely. You're not going to want to miss it.
I disagree. I have to say.